Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today I have a video that is going to focus on Manpip, who is a 4-star epic level hero from the Magic Carpet family. We're going to take a look at his hero card, and then I'm going to do gameplay using 6 raid flags, going up against only Fergus tanks in a standard V formation, and ideally some other Mega Minion heroes on those teams as well. That way we can sort of emulate what a war battle might look like, but I want to show you how effective he can be, and then also I want to see if he can survive with his 4-star stats. Real quick before we get started, if you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. And if you really love my channel, consider becoming a member by clicking the join button next to where it says subscribed, and you can get some additional information on perks of becoming a member, including early access to videos like this, some cool avatars, and some other perks as well. So this is actually my version of Manpip. You can see he has 982 attack, 1201 shield, and 1904 health. I did put masterclass emblems on him, and the talent path that I chose for him was all defense, including those masterclass emblems. But you can see that I went shield and health primary over attack, obviously. If there were any options where I had to choose either shield and attack or health and attack, then I chose shield and attack, but I don't actually think that there are any of those for rogues. But that is normally what I would do in a defensive type of situation. But yeah, there are actually no situations where that happens, which is interesting for rogues. For Manpip's special, he's going to deal 250% damage to the target and nearby enemies. The target and nearby enemies receive 392 burn damage over 4 turns. All buffs affecting attack, defense, and mana generation on the target and nearby enemies are replaced by matching uncleansable ailments. He is an average speed hero, of course, as well, and then he has that flight momentum, where if this character has any amount of flight momentum, they receive up to plus 30% mana generation, up to plus 20% extra chance to dodge, and the effects diminish the less the flight momentum the character has. And if we click on his family bonus, you get some other details about flight momentum if you're not familiar with it already. At the end of each turn, and when taking damage, the hero loses a small amount of flight momentum. When casting their special skill, heroes gain flight momentum. Slower heroes gain increased amount of flight momentum. So it kind of works opposite of the Construct Core and Molten Core families, where they actually lose this flight momentum as they get hit. Manpip is a rogue class, which is also kind of nice because that will give him an opportunity to dodge some special skills. And then most importantly, his passive, the weaker Mega Minions. Enemy Mega Minions will have minus 75% health. That will be the starter Mega Minions that Garrison Guard heroes will have at the start of the battle, and then also the Mega Minions that they get from their specials. Because I went defense and health on him, obviously the attack stat is not very good at 982, but that is not why we are bringing him. I want to show you the effectiveness that he can have against these Mega Minion heroes because of this passive. All right, so let's jump into some raid flags. All right, so first up, we're going to go up against this Fergus tank team. They've got Scale and Rosalind. They've also got Foxley and White Fang as well. Kind of an interesting team and not something I would normally see in a war, but we're going to go up against them anyway because I don't want to have to re-roll like 37 times to try to get a Fergus tank team in a standard V formation. The team that I'm going to be bringing to each of these battles will have 3 Woodland Fawns with Bramble, Isidore, and then also Peregrine. All 3 of them will automatically resist the instant mana reduction and the negative mana ailment. I've got Kolya, who is a Garrison Guard family member who will resist the instant mana reduction, but not the ailment. And then Pip, of course, will not resist either of those. But again, the main reason we're bringing him is to be able to get the Mega Minions to have less health. All right, so let's see how this first flag here goes. All right, decent amount of greens, and I want to take a look at the health of each of these Mega Minions. So you can see Fergus's has 273 health, Rosalind's has 302, and Scales has 260. All of those Mega Minions would start out at around 1,000 health or somewhere around there, maybe a little bit more for Rosalind actually. But because of that 75% less health from the Mega Minions, that's why it's so low. Okay, so let's first start off with these greens and purples on the bottom left here. That was a nice cascade of greens. I will certainly take that. And then some more stuff. All right. Fergus is already dead already. I will certainly take that. We might be able to kill him with that green dragon. He has 731 health left, so not quite. I definitely need one more green tile at least. I am going to match these purples up the middle. Hopefully we get a green somewhere in that middle area. We did, actually. All right, that should kill Fergus. Awesome. Let's use Peregrine on the ones on the right over here. I'm going to have a harder time taking down Rosalind, so I'm going to see if I can kill the ones on the right here and then be able to ghost tiles. Use Bramble to heal. Gonna match these red tiles up against White Fang. Let's match these blues and purples. Nice cascade of greens. I will take it. And White Fang is almost dead, but they're about to get healed. That's okay, though. All right, let's use Manpip special, even though it's not going to be that much. All right, 209 damage to White Fang and 276 to Shiver Scale. I want to ghost these yellow tiles so that I can ghost some greens next turn. And actually, Rosalind went off and had her full Mega Minion. I should have clicked on it, but I'll do that next battle so that y'all can see how much health that Mega Minion actually had. Nice cascade, and we've got Isidore right now, so we should be able to end this battle pretty quickly now. Let's use him first and then Manpip. And we didn't need Manpip anyway. All right, 1 for 1 with Manpip on our team against Fergus tanks. Now we're going to have to reroll a couple times probably. Actually, this one will be a good one to go up against. So they've got Archibald, Salamata, they've also got Maud, and then also Sable. So we're going to use this same exact team here. This is an 8,034 total team power. All right, lots of reds to start. And we're going to be able to match a red diamond right from the start. I'm going to match these blues and purples together to create a cascade with the reds underneath. Nice cascade of greens as well. Now I want to match these greens first up against Salamata, that way they don't get separated. And then we can hit this red diamond, which is going to give me my red specials. Obviously I want to take care of the Reviver over here with Sable, and then I don't want to kill anybody without killing her first. So we're going to use the main part of Isidore on Sable. And then let's use a Manpip on the 3 over here. Now I'm going to match these 3 green tiles, which will give me my 3 green specials. And we might be able to kill Sable before she goes off. And we were able to. Awesome. And everybody's dead, pretty much. All right. My greens are kind of stealing the show here, but obviously they're going to be good against Fergus anyway because of their color. So this will be good with Archibald going off. You can see what his Mega Minion looks like. Now remember, his is only one of those 30% Mega Minions, I believe, with his special 35% health. So he's got 376 health on that Mega Minion when it would normally be about 13 or 1400. Just ghosting tiles here so that we can get some more specials. And this battle should be over at this point. Awesome. We are 2 for 2 with Manpip. All right. Next up, we are going to have another Fergus tank team. All right, perfect. We've got Sable. They've got the new Ceres Astral Dwarf. They've also got Irelath, the newest Garrison Guard, and Astrid as well. So this is going to be a very good team to go up against, actually. All right. Let's see how this third flag here goes. Interesting board to start with. The greens kind of spread out, unfortunately. I am going to start off with the reds vertically, I think, up against Fergus. Or the reds horizontally up top. Yeah, let's do the horizontal ones. And we got a nice cascade of reds underneath. Perfect. We need to find a way to move up those greens on the top right. For now, I'm gonna match these purples up against Ceres, I think. No, I should focus on just tile dumping against Fergus since 4 out of my 5 heroes resist him anyway. Alright, let's match these yellows against Fergus. I can match some reds next turn, and we got a cascade of greens underneath. Perfect. Let's match the reds first, so that will give me Manpip. And let's use it on the 3 on the left here. Gonna match these 3 greens horizontally. Hopefully I get a red underneath. I did not. And my options here on this move literally are just those purples on the right, I think. I don't think I literally have any other move. Yeah, just these purples vertically up against Ceres. Alright, now we've got some greens we can match. I'm going to match the 3 greens horizontally, rather vertically, up against Ceres. Manpip's about to die. That's not good. I have not been able to heal this battle. We really need a green tile somewhere. Alright, we got our green, but Irelath is probably going to go off before and kill Isidore. And actually, everybody is now silenced. Awesome. Alright. Well, this is not looking like it's going to be a win. That silence effect is killer. How many more turns does he have the silence for? 1 more turn. Not that it's going to matter anyway. Alright, well, we are now 2 for 3. I may actually rematch that team. because not being able to heal definitely made a big impact on that battle. So let's rematch that team, see if we can have better luck with a second flag. All right, we got a decent amount of greens, actually 9 greens, so that we can get our 3 specials right away, actually. So let's start off with the 3 greens up against Fergus. And then the ones up against Sereth. And then the ones up against Astrid. All right, now let's use Peregrine on the left side over here first, and then Kolya. I'm going to wait a turn, I think, to use Bramble. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use him, even though I don't need to heal that much. But because of the effect from the mana that I get after, what is it, 3 turns? Yeah, 20% mana after 3 turns. Now, I'm going to match these yellow tiles to set off a little cascade of the reds underneath. And then we're going to have some more reds to match. I'm going to match these 3 greens first, though. See what kind of damage that does up against Fergus. Set him off. All right, Mega Minion killed Fergus anyway. Perfect. Although, Sable's going to go off and then revive him in a couple turns. That's not ideal. Okay, let's match these reds. Now, Sereth is going to make it so that he attacks 1, and then if the target had more than 50% mana, then he's going to attack somebody else and then continue. All targets get silenced for 4 turns. So that's what got me last time. So I need to use my red specials. Let's use Isidore against Sereth, or should I use against Astrid? I think I'm going to use it against Astrid. That should kill Astrid if at least one more of those hits hit her. It did not, actually. Alright, let's use Manpip over here. See if we can maybe kill Irlath. Perfect. And we might be able to kill Astrid, actually, also. That way, somebody who gets revived from Sable, it'll only be one of those 3. Alright, Sereth is going to go off anyway, so we may as well hit them with some tiles. See if maybe these 3 greens and a Mega Minion can kill Sereth. And of course I hit the Ghosted Sable. And everybody is silenced. If Astrid revives everybody, I'm going to be so annoyed. Alright, Fergus is back alive. Let's see if these 3 green tiles can kill him. And they did not. I think we have like 1 or 2 more turns that we're silenced for. Yeah, 1 more turn. Let's just match some tiles here on the bottom. We're going to be able to match a green diamond next turn, actually. All right, first let's heal with Bramble. And he also cleanses everybody. And now let's use Peregrine on the 3 over here. And then let's use the main part of... Actually, let's use Kolya first, since Kolya attacks all. And then let's see what kind of damage we can do to Astrid over here. Alright, Astrid is dead, and so is Sereth. And we should be able to win this battle now. Awesome. Alright, Manpip is definitely making it a lot easier to kill Fergus because of the reduced health of his Mega Minion. So we're 3 for 4 now. We need another Fergus tank team. Reroll again. This is not a standard V. Again, I want to emulate what a war battle would look like. We do have a Fergus tank team here, although honestly, it's really not that great of a defense. They don't have any other Mega Minion heroes. They don't have any revivers. So I'm going to reroll this one literally based off of the fact that I don't think it's strong enough. So we're going to spend some more food to reroll a bunch more times. This is a Bernadette team, non-standard V, a Rosalind tank team. All right, here we go. We've got Fergus, we've got Bernadette, Sable, Armand, and Cleopatra. This will be a good defense to go up against. I don't really have any great Bernadette counters, so this is a team that I would not bring up against Bernadette, but we'll see how it goes anyway. All right, so let's start off with these 3 reds up against Fergus, which will set off a cascade of some greens. And I need to be careful about tiles on the left-hand side. 1, because of Sable, and then 2, because of Bernadette, obviously. But I don't have any great options on the right. Let's match these 3 purples on the top right. That will set off a little cascade of purples on the bottom. Come on, give me some more greens and reds. I'm going to match these 3 greens up against Bernadette and Fergus next. Let's match these 3 blues horizontally, which will set off a little cascade of reds. And we got some more greens. Very good. And let's take a look at that Mega Minion health from Fergus. Only 365. So as you can see, it definitely makes a big impact. We're going to hit the 3 on the left over here with Peregrine, and then let's use Kolya. That should kill Fergus. It really just makes him so much easier to kill because of Manpip making the Mega Minion that much less. And we should be able to now kill Sable with Isidore. Awesome. Now, Manpip doesn't really do that much damage, but let's do the damage to Bernadette. Gonna match these greens and purples on the bottom here. I'm probably gonna have to deal with Bernadette going off, unfortunately. Gonna hit this purple dragon, which will ghost some green tiles, or 1 green tile rather. If I can ghost these green tiles without Bernadette going off, if there's no cascade, which is really just hoping that there's no purple that shows up, then I'll be okay. And of course a purple did show up, and it's gonna set up Bernadette. Awesome. Alright, well, let's see if we can weather the storm here. Manpip actually evaded it, so that's pretty cool. Let's hit Bernadette with all these specials here. Okay, we got Kolya and Bramble to come out of the paintings. Now let's try to do some tile dumping and hopefully we get some greens. Alright. Might be able to work with that. I'm going to hit this red dragon, which will ghost 1 green tile and give me another green, so essentially I got 3 green tiles. Armand's going to go off anyway, so actually I'm going to wait to use those 3 green tiles to use up against Armand, because remember, his Mega Minion's going to have less health because of Manpip, although I just had a cascade of greens. It's not what I wanted. But I wanted to match those 3 green tiles up against Armand after he got his Mega Minion. That way I could potentially kill that Mega Minion. So that Mega Minion would normally have 50% health of the 3741 health that Armand started out with, so that would be about 1890 health or something like that. And you can see he's only got 468 health. And we were able to kill that with Isidore in the painting form. Let's go to these red tiles. We got Manpip. I have a funny feeling that Bernadette is going to be going off again before I can heal. So Peregrine makes it so that the caster and nearby allies get 55% chance to dodge special skills that deal damage. So let's try this here up against Bernadette. I'm gonna match these blue tiles, which will move up some stuff, although Bernadette's gonna go off right now. All right, Isidore and Manpip both evaded it. That's awesome. Let's see what kind of damage we can do over here. And then I'm going to match these red tiles, which will give me Isidore. Let's see what we can do to Bernadette here. Not as much damage as I was hoping. Looks like most of those hits went over to Armand. Let's ghost these green tiles here. And we actually might be okay, even though Cleopatra's going to give a ton of healing to everybody. I only need one more green tile, so I'm going to hit this yellow dragon. Let's heal and then use Kolya. Gonna move up that green tile so I can ghost some more green tiles next turn. Actually, I'm gonna match these and hopefully get a green. Nope, no green. Gonna hit this green dragon, which will give me 4 green tiles between the ghosting. Match these to get a cascade of reds. I'm gonna get a red diamond. Please don't set off Bernadette, thank you. Alright, we need to try to see if we can do some damage here to Bernadette. Oof. Not what I was looking for. Alright, let's use Manpip over on the right here. Maybe it's not working about hitting Bernadette with that. So if we can kill Cleopatra so she stops healing, that would definitely be helpful. I think I want to hit Bernadette with these green tiles. See what kind of damage that does. Timer's running very low at 208 now. 207. Awesome. Peregrine, Isidore, and Manpip all dodged that. Let's move up that green tile. We're going to hit the ones over here so they stop healing. Go to these reds so that I can get Isidore back. And actually, this battle may be over in a moment. Awesome. We were able to pull out a win there. And you could definitely see the impact from Manpip, not just on Fergus's Mega Minion that battle, but Armand's Mega Minion was dying very quickly and easily because of the 75% less health. All right, we have one match left, and right now we are 4 for 5. Reroll. We have another Fergus tank. They've got Astrid, Ludwig, Ott, and Salimata. Ludwig is definitely an interesting one there. They really don't have any other Mega Minions. This is kind of a weak defense in my opinion, so I am actually going to reroll. I'd like to get more of a Mega Minion team. This one has Fergus with a couple of Glass Sartanas. They don't even have a healer on the team, so let's reroll that one. Not a standard V. This one is a little interesting, actually. They don't have any other Mega Minion heroes, but definitely a tough defense with Duelifler, Regen, Grendel, and then Amond or Amond. And this one's actually global rank 62. So, you know what? Let's give this one a go here. All right, I am gonna start off with these greens up the middle against Fergus. That way we can get rid of his Mega Minion right away. I'd like to try to get some cascading options, but I really don't have any good options. I'm gonna match these purples up against Fergus. Let's match these purples over here. These blues up against Fergus. I'm really just trying to tile dump against Fergus because his special is only going to affect Manpip with the mana reduction and the negative mana element for him and for Kolya. Let's match these greens up against Duelifler. Duelifler is going to go off this turn right now. Normally I'd want to dump tiles against them, but really don't have any great options. I'm going to match these reds here. That way I can match some more reds next turn, and we got a cascade of reds as well. I'm definitely going to need to heal soon because that bleed damage is catching up with me. All right, let's match these 3 reds in hopes that I get a green on the bottom. I did not. How many more turns do they have that Firestorm Ward for? 3 more turns. That is a lifetime. All right, I think I'm going to use Isidori since I'm about to match some red tiles. Or should I wait? Yeah, let's wait. I really need some green tiles. Come on. All right, I'm going to use Isidori now on that Mega Minion so that hopefully we can not have to deal with the bleed damage from it. Let's match these blues and greens, or blues and yellows rather. That way I can match some greens and hopefully everybody's still alive. Isidori's dead. Not ideal. Peregrine and Manpip are both dead. And this battle is pretty much over now. Bramble is pretty much about dead. Probably gonna be dead from the Mega Minion hit, I would think. And he is indeed dead. All right, well, we went 4 for 6. Not terrible, honestly. Probably not the best of heroes to bring up against a Fergus tank. I probably would more recommend using Manpip against a Rosalind tank team if you happen to see them, or Maisie, especially because you're going to see a bigger impact from Pip's 75% less health on Mega Minions against them. Because remember, with a matching legendary troop, Maisie and Rosalind are going to have their Mega Minions around 2,600 health. So with Manpip on your team, you're going to be able to get those Mega Minions down to around 650 health instead of 2600 when they cast their special and get that full Mega Minion. So definitely not a hero that is going to make a huge impact from his special, and the tile damage obviously is not going to be that great from Manpip. But again, that 75% less health for Mega Minions is definitely a big game changer in my opinion. As far as heroes that you could pair him with, if you're not going up against a Fergus tank team, then if you have Dia-chan and her costume, then putting Manpip next to her would definitely help. That way he gets a little bit of a beefy little minion from Dia-chan to help him survive a little longer. Although in the battles that we won, him surviving actually really wasn't an issue at all, especially considering he gets that dodge effect from his flight momentum and the fact that he's a rogue class, so has a chance to dodge special skills anyway. I did use Manpip in war this week. I'm not sure I'll use him every single war, but situationally he definitely will make appearances on one of my war teams. But overall, I do think that he is worth leveling up, adding some masterclass emblems on him. If you have some extra rogue ones, he can definitely make a big impact on those Mega Minion heroes. Let me know if you've decided to level up Manpip and how he's been working out for you. But that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful. And if you did, hit that like button. Make sure you're subbed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.